So lately, for the past 8 to 10 years, there's this new phenomena of a pan-India film. Anyway, I think Bollywood also tried this, and South Indian film industries have tried this before and failed. But I think 10 years ago, SS Rajamouli really perfected the formula, and these films have exploded in popularity, and the money they make is insane. I think recently Stree 2 is the only film, and Pathan maybe, which are not technically pan-Indian films, and they have earned a lot of money, like crazy money. But before that, Animal is also a good example, I would say. But before that, like pan-Indian films were the shit, right? And pan-Indian films are still the shit, and that's basically why Prabhas has a career at all at this point. But I just don't get pan Indian films. Like, if you've watched one of these films, you've watched all of them. It's basically about kind of an underdog story and, a rise to the top kind of story. And you can say that all heroes' stories are generally like that. But these films are supposed to be mass, like pan Indian films. Basically, the whole point of a pan Indian film, I think, is that the story has to be so dumb that the dialogues basically don't matter, and the plot has to be so simple that anybody who watches the film can understand it. You don't have to be someone who has to have some media literacy. Not that movies should be made only for those people, but still, you don't need to have any cultural points of references so that only certain part could relate. That's the main thing. That's why Bahubali is set in like this ancient time. Everybody can somehow, to some extent, think that that is their history. Like kingdoms were a thing in every part of the world or in every part of the India, in every part of India. And same thing with RRR. That is something that we as a nation shared completely. And same thing with Kalki, which is like the future, and it's a dystopian future. I don't even think people really care about that. The setting has to be just a huge, like, cultural thing, like a pop culture, item or gimmick. So, like ancient India, whoa, or like the future India, like the future, the world, which is dystopian. So, like, ooh, struggle against colonization. Like all Indians could to some extent see a point of reference. And these films are not bad. At least I don't think SS Rajamouli has created only good films. I think that is the only person who has created, to some extent, an enjoyable film. Bad, like KGF was bad. I have made a huge video on it, and it's like my second most popular video. You should watch it if you have. Other films have tried to do it but kind of failed. Anything that anybody else have tried is kind of failing to go to that level or be that good, really. How many times can you watch this underdog story of this macho man who's just, just has the skills, who just has the strength, but somehow was just not like like all of them also are just products of themselves, literally. Like Bahubali's son is Bahubali. Devara was Devara's father. There's subtext there. You should, like, is this like, are you guys just admitting to it at this point? Anyways, I'm not hating on these films. I might watch some of them, and some of them like might interest me, but Devra just seems so weird to me. Like, I don't really care. And same thing with most of these films. I really liked Kalki, by the way. I have not made a video on it, but Kalki was actually really good.